What's up, party people? Happy Friday. Had a wonderful week. We are ramping up, getting things ready to go. I gotta fix my hair here for a second. Sorry. I was actually doing work this afternoon. We gotta send, I did not do this as I should have. Let me send Justin a couple of the pictures of what I was doing work on. Cause you know, y'all don't think I actually do anything around here except talk on the social media. I'm speaking to the employees, not everybody who's listening. There you go. All right, so we are getting our little white. I just dropped some pictures in social media for you, Justin, so you can share what I've been up to this fine afternoon. So I brought in my Jiffy steamer, 80-year-old company. And good for them. They make steamers that you steam clothes with. I was not doing my laundry here. I was removing the very old PPF from our 991.1-ish GT3. It's gonna make its, we'll say, public debut here in about a month. At Smokies 10. For those of you who have the luck and opportunity to go to Smokies, I highly encourage you to do so. It is a wonderful endeavor. You get to hang out with like-minded GT car owners and do it for a good cause. There are going to be 4 of us out there. Charles is going, Ted's going, Justin's going, I'm going. We're going to be giving away a whole bunch of stuff, we're going to be putting up for auction for cystic fibrosis a lot of really tasty good stuff, which I might give those of you who are Whiskey Friday aficionados on the inside a bit of a glimpse as to what we might be offering. And that will come later when we talk about Barry's latest video. If you don't know who Barry is, you soon will. So I was taking the PPF off of this old girl. She's 50,000 miles, seen some track use. I don't know when this PPF went on. It's actually in decent shape. It was one of those kind of cutout PPF. It's like a paint by numbers kind of thing. They cut it out and then they put it on the car. So there's a lot of gaps, and it's got a lot of black on the edge of the PPF that you can't get off because you can see all the seams, and it didn't look good. So we're getting it all off of there. I wanted to give a shout out to some local Gig Harbor captains of industry that are building a bit of a conglomerate, if you will. Jacob and Jamie Cohen have purchased Parker's Detail, and they are, there's a bit of rice over here, let me get rid of that. They are going to have both Spec German as a service and installation shop and a detail shop. So I'm working out a bit of a thing with them, a bit of a test. We also have our good friend Jake Clark, who's been my private client detail guy. I'm special like that. Because Jake's legit. He's worked for a lot of folks. He gives a shit, and that's important. Jake has a day job. He actually is a manager for Central Welding, and that's who we get all of our argon from and welding supplies from and gloves and all this bit. So it's all in La Familia, right? So we try and keep it tight around here. Take care of those who take care of us. happy and proud of Jacob and Jamie for taking the risk of owning yet another business. That would take them up to 2. That's problematic. Just say that. It's problematic in that it's like it quadruples your amount of headaches when you have 2 things going at the same time. So good luck to them. I'm hoping that they can maintain and improve the quality standards of the detail shop that they are purchasing. Fantastic, Eric. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. So, yeah, we're. I'll let you know how it goes. They're going to do the PPF on the 991.1. I'm taking it off because they gave me a scary estimate about how much that would take, and I've got a really badass industrial steamer. So, hell, and my skin is replaceable. It's fine. It has been coming off really well, and the paint underneath of it is actually in really good shape. So, happy about that. What has been going on this week? So a lot of work on the 991.1. The 992.3RS is going to Smokies with our prototype MCS kit on it. We're going to be making some changes to that once it returns. We got to wait for some of the parts to get in. We didn't want to make that change and then send it all the way across the country for a week, 1,000 miles of driving and not really know what's up. We didn't want to risk it, right? Don't make a bunch of changes and then send a car out. The car may get the PFC kit on it. We'll see. Time allowing, we'll see. It's not necessary, but if we can get it done before it goes, that's great. Marital we are not. Ted is experiencing a bit of soft pedal, brake fade, not super confidence inspiring at the blistering paces that he is able to achieve in this car with the MCS on it. So because we are likely to put 19-inch wheels on the car and exploit the very sticky tires that are available in 19-inch, we want to make sure the brakes are up to spec. So, any of you interested in a brake package, we have both the correct offset hats that we requested PFC make for us, and they did for the 992 GT3 for 380 millimeter discs. You don't have to do the 405 kit. And I'm speaking some very specific stuff. Anybody who has questions about that, reach out. It's a great upgrade. You don't have the issues with the competitive rotors that are very well documented with a fellow 992.3RS owner has been having with that package. We've seen that on that competitive package here for a number of years with the rotors cracking prematurely, et cetera, et cetera. So PFC has been solid. They offer spare parts, so you don't have to, if you change your car, you can get the parts to move the package to the different car without recreating the whole thing. Lots of pad solutions, lots of pad options, no taper. You don't get a lot of taper on it. And we have solutions for, these are race car brakes, so they have traditionally had a little bit of rattle in them, where the pads didn't have a retaining spring to keep them from rattling in the caliper. We have solutions for that now. We also have solutions for the unique way PFC rotors go together. It's a really cool design where they don't have little bolts that hold the disc to the hat. They actually have a big circlip that kind of holds it all together, which is really ingenious. But when there's some brake dust that gets in there, it'll make it so that the rotor rattles a little bit. It's a little counterintuitive. You think that brake dust would make it so that it doesn't rattle, that it would stick in there and not move much. But we have solutions for that. We've got clips from James Borner, who is the technical director of PFC. And all of that is on its way to put on our car. Any of you guys who have PFC kits, let us know. And we can get you all set up. I'm feel like I'm talking really fast. I need to have a couple more drinks of this so I can slow down. You know. Cheers. We got a High West Croatian Manhattan still. I still have some more of that medicinal vermouth that Jorge brought to us a while ago to get through. So with grapefruit bitters, which is delicious. Let's run through the comments so far. I don't know who's here. Happy Whiskey Friday, Orist. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for all your help. Orist has been helping us with some of our carbon fiber endeavors, both specification documents, tooling, and vetting some of our designs. He's been a great help. Really appreciate him moonlighting for us. Luckily, his day job allows him to do such, which is great. Which, if he's been getting day job stock, day job had a great week. The big airplane maker here in Seattle is up about $20 a share this week compared to where it started. Both the announcement was, what, F-47?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got the contract for the F-47, which Justin tells me has actually been in production since 2020. Curious, since the award is for production and development dollars. Maybe that's after the fact. I don't know how these government contracts work anymore. Who knows? But that's cool that local company got it. And they also just got a big order from Korean Airlines for a bunch of new airplanes. So go Boeing. I mean, go local airplane manufacturer. Yes. Hayes the Hides, welcome to Whiskey Friday. Thank you for joining us. Great feedback on the 4RS. Out on track with the full exhaust. I'm glad you had a great time with it. We've got we'll go through a little bit about that exhaust later in Whiskey Friday. I'll try and get to it because this would be a 2-hour episode if I don't start moving my ass faster here, because we got a lot to cover about how much power that exhaust actually adds to your 4RS. So we'll come back to that because our good friend Barry dropped another video this week where he tries to hang with a well-driven GT3RS. Pretty cool. Got a chance to look at some of it. I didn't look at all of it, but there was a little train of those guys going around. Eric B., welcome to Whiskey Friday. Thank you for making a comment. Let me know you're here. Everybody, if you don't comment, I don't know that you're here. So just give me a little hi, how you doing, what's going on? Otherwise, I don't know if there's 3 of you here or 40 of you here. Justin knows, but he doesn't tell me. So Rob S., what's going on, brother? Okay, so we got a couple things for you this week. One, we're going to be dropping a new Whiskey Friday Academy, a very much anticipated one. This one was with our good friend Ryan from Zebulon. We went through all of the aero on the GT3RS, the new GT3RS, the stock aero, and we went through and demystified it. We're telling you what's what, how it works, why it works, and why Porsche did all of the really, really cool little nuancy things that they did on the car. There's been a number of articles on this since the car was released, but the reason that we're going through it is we're doing it with Ryan's very well-developed CFD model, Zebulon's very well-developed CFD model, and all of our starting back 992 GT3, GT4RS, 991.2 GT3RS, et cetera, all of these cars have gone through that rigor, that testing, that virtual wind tunnel, if you will. And the cool thing is, I'll kind of give you guys a little sneak peek. The data that Ryan was able to generate with the CFD model after Jorge and a multitude of others at Dundon got the car digitized so that it was able to be run in a CFD model, it jived with reality really quite well, really quite well. So that's not a surprise to us because we've been doing this for a while. What's up, Caleb? How you doing? The important takeaway from that is when we begin adding fantastic aerodynamic devices to the GT3RS, we will see, we will know that the modeling results are real because the baseline was established with the car in the same model. That's a very long-winded way of saying our shit's right. There you go. Jason, God bless, Bjornbo. Bjornabo? Bjornabo. Did I say that right? Where are you from, Jason? Bjornabo. Norway? Maybe? That's one I don't... I had a quick aside. This one's going to take forever. I'm never getting home tonight. I had a friend of mine who dated a girl. This is going all the way back to when I lived in Delaware. Second job out of college. His name was Ray Suhaki. And Ray was brilliant. He was an economist, graduated school with an economics degree, was actually working as an engineer, a research engineer, which is an odd thing for an economist to be working on. But he was doing it well. He also spoke 3 languages. He spent time in China, Japan, and he was dating a Norwegian girl. Hey, what's up, brother? He was dating a Norwegian girl, and he said it was the hardest language to learn ever as an English speaker. He's like, it was so hard to learn Norwegian. Kudos to all the Norwegians that speak English. I don't know if it's hard going the other way, but you know, you got like a secret language that nobody except other Norwegians can speak. So I can't even pronounce it, and I can read English letters for a long time. So welcome, Jason. Are you joining us from Norway? Because it's got to be like 3 a.m. there. If so, rock on. If you're local in the U.S., that's also awesome. All right, so I'm getting sidetracked, which is fine. What you got?
So you can hear it.
Hear what?
The video.
Oh, yeah. We're going to watch Barry's video. Yes. Matt on the water. Welcome, Matt. We're going to watch Barry's latest video, latest installment of It's Track Time. Little background on it so you guys know what we're watching. Barry approached us like September last year, maybe? It was August, something like that. He has a GT4RS, and he was going between doing a full Manti kit and a full Dundon kit for improving the car. He had Randy Popst in his car. Randy ran a 218 and change in the car stock at Coda. Barry lives in Texas. And he actually went to Germany to speak to the guys at Manti, and they wouldn't give him the time of day, which is unfortunate. You would think that they would. And he actually flew out here, and we showed him around the shop. I got him hooked up with one of our local customers that has the full jam, full lab rat package on his 4RS. John is a fantastic guy, and took him around, drove him around the car, let him drive the car. They spent a number of hours together. John's been a fantastic patron and customer and a friend of Dundon Motorsports. In these latest installment, and I would behoove you if you have not followed Barry's videos to do so, he doesn't really call us out much, so it's not really a rah-rah Dundon kind of video. It's more about Barry's journey with the car and, you know, with track driving and studying how to become a better driver and all the rest. And that's one of the things that we talk about. It's one of the tenets. We take the car and we make it easier to drive fast. That's the gist. So with that, this will be 20 minutes. We'll pause at certain points throughout the video to talk about it. As you guys have comments or questions, throw them in the video or throw them in the chat, and we'll get through it. So we got about 20 minutes of Barry's video. Then we're going to talk a little bit about Whiskey Friday Academy. Latest video dropping for that. But we'll turn it over to Barry. Let it go full screen, and I'll switch my headphones out.
Yeah, check to let us know. I'm up now. Can you hear you?
I cannot hear nothing.
On paper now
Now
look
I can.
very similar to a 992 GT3RS. Now it's a question of whether I can keep up with one, a well-driven one, on track. So now I'm going to be able to catch up to him on turn 1. He hasn't quite got up to this GT4 yet. He got the perfect pass. Got the pass right into 3, and I get pinched at 4. Welcome back to It's Track Time. So if you compare these two cars on paper, the GT3RS looks superior to the GT4RS. Out of the factory, it has 5% more power, 3% more torque. It's a larger car, so it weighs 2% more. And if you take that into consideration, the power to weight ratio difference is only a 3% advantage over the GT4RS compared to the 5% power advantage. The big kicker, though, is the GT3RS out of the factory has a ton of downforce. So it actually has 4 times the downforce of the GT4RS out of the factory. That's huge. If you then look at the suspension setup, it's the 911 superior. It has a double wishbone front. It has a multi-link rear compared to a McPherson strut front, McPherson strut rear on the GT4RS. If you then look at the dampers on the GT3RS are basically a PASM 2-way. So it has a remote compression and rebound settings on the steering wheel. They're electronically adjustable, and you can change them through a multitude of settings. The GT4RS is very simple. It has I'm going to call it a one-way PASM. You can change the compression, but you can only change it across 2 settings, firm and soft. And then, of course, the other big kicker is the 911 is rear-engined. The GT4RS Cayman is a mid-engine platform. Most race cars are mid-engined. Even the Porsche race cars, even the Porsche 911 race cars are mid-engine now. The 911 RSR race car that they run at Le Mans and stuff, that's a mid-engine car now. I like mid-engine cars. That's why I stayed with the Cayman over the years, and I really wanted to get that GT3 engine inside of that mid-engine platform, which is why I really wanted the GT4RS. So I made a bunch of modifications to the car. If you put those, you take those into consideration, effectively now I have the same amount of power because of my header back system that I got from Dundon. I actually have 1% more power and the same torque as the factory 992 GT3RS. So if you take the power to weight ratio into consideration now, I have more power. I kept the same weight, so I have a 4% advantage power to weight over the GT3RS. If you look at the downforce, they're basically comparable with all the front splitter, the rear wing, and the dive planes. And you take into consideration the 992 GT3 is measured at 124 miles an hour, and the Dundon is measured at 120 miles an hour. If you level those two out, it's basically the same downforce, so I'm going to say I'm on parity. If you then look at the suspension system, it's the same. The only thing I did change was the MCS 3-way dampers. And so I think that's a superior setup to what's on the factory 992 GT3. So overall, on paper now, I look very similar to a 992 GT3RS. So now it's a question of whether I can keep up with one, a well-driven one, on track. So let's see if I can do it. Today we're back out at COTA. We're running with PCA, or Porsche Club of America, one of my favorite groups to run with. A cold front just came through. It's early March, and we're running in the mid-60s, so this is a great track temperature. I actually have my fire suit on. It's cool enough that I can wear it, so it's one of the few times in Texas that I can wear the thing. They do things differently in the way they grid up. So you can see we're gridding up in the parking lot off to the side. Normally we grid up adjacent to the track. And they have different lines that they form, and the rightmost line is the fastest line. The leftmost line is the slowest line, and you kind of self-select. You decide where you want to line up. There's different strategies for lining up. If you get on the line that I'm in here, in the right line, you're the fastest, and you get out and you get clear track for maybe a lap, maybe 2 laps, and you eventually catch the tail of the train. And the tail is the slowest cars. So those are the cars that came out last. And if they don't give you a point by and give you a pass, you're effectively going to blow your lap time because they're not going very fast, and you're going to have to wait behind them. So the strategy I normally do is I kind of line up about in the middle. And if you line up in the middle, you end up passing a few cars that are slower than you. Then you eventually catch up to the cars that are running about the same pace as you. And you just kind of run at the same pace with a group of people. And so that's what I normally do. But today I decided to line up on the right with the fast guys because I saw these 2 cars. I know both of these drivers. They're both very good drivers. There's a 992 GT3 up in the front you can see, and that one is on slicks. And it has an enhanced wing on it. And then the one behind it is a 992 GT3RS. And that's Grayson. He's a very good driver. He knows how to drive these cars. He's actually had 3 of these already. Funny stories, but anyway, he's on his 3rd GT3, 992 GT3RS. And so he knows how to drive these things. He's got the DRS working properly on this car. And I knew he was going to be quick, so I wanted to get behind him and see how I compared to him. Okay, so we're all warmed up now and turning onto the front straight. We're just completing our first kind of hot lap here. And let's see what we got. We've got a 2:21, so that's pretty good for the second lap. Grayson in the 992 GT3RS looks like he wants to get around David in the 992 GT3, and he successfully gets around him at turn 1. Now David is going to come right up on him, and he's going to aggressively follow him into the S's. David in the 992 GT3 is on slicks, and I think he's on Michelin slicks, but his tires are at the end of their life. And Grayson up leading in the front on the 992 GT3RS. He's on Cup 2s, and they are new Cup 2s. That car just came out of the factory and got broken in. I'm on Hoosier R7s, and this is the 3rd day for me on these. This is my last day. At the end of this day, effectively, I'm going to throw these away, so they're at the end of their life as well. So you got some new Cup 2s against some old slicks and old Hoosier R7s. I'm going to try to go around the 992 GT3 right here. It looks like I'm able to get around him. And you can see behind me is Felix in the GT4RS, the orange one. He's got the track record now at a 2:16, and he's trying to catch us as well. So that's going to be interesting. He has a disadvantage today, though, because he's on 200 wear tires. You know, he's got new Cup 2s, like I said, and I'm on Hoosier R7, so we do have an advantage here. We'll see if he can catch up here in the next couple laps. So I'm trying to stay with this 992 GT3RS, and I'm trying to feel out where he's got an advantage on me. And obviously on the back straight with the DRS system, he can dump the drag and he can outrun me by about 5 miles an hour. So that's a distinct advantage that I'm not going to be able to keep up to him on any of the straights. So my advantage is going to be trying to keep up or get past him on any of the corners. I've got more mechanical grip because of the Hoosier R7s, and I've got the same downforce. So that's where I'm going to be trying to make up the difference. And the braking zones is the other place. I should have better braking. So he was on a 217 pace, then he got blocked by this BMW. And I got around him here at the very end and lost a little bit of time, but I think we ended up getting a 219, so that's pretty good. Okay, so let's see if I can catch up to him here. I'm going to have an advantage probably in the S's. And so let's see if I can stay on top of him as we come in. He drives very aggressively, so he comes into the S's with a lot of speed. And I'm learning how to do that now. And let's see mechanically if I can stay up with him, given I have the additional grip of the R7s. You can see Felix and the GT3 are dropping back. So it's pretty much just me and Grayson trying to hold the front up here. So far we haven't run into any more traffic, so that's good. We might get one clean lap in here. Now he's going to open the DRS system here, and he's running ahead of me. And I'm going to try to brake hard and late here, going into 11. because I know he's going to just disappear on this straight once he opens up. He's already got the DRS open, and away he goes. Let's see how close I can stay to him. He's moving away from me. He's got some traffic in front of him though, so yeah, he's gonna get caught by this car. It's a matter of where. 155 for me. He's doing about 159 on the back straight, and he's going to catch this car in the slow part here, so it's going to be hard for him to get around it. So that allows me to catch back up to him. He's getting slowed down here. He's not going to get the pass. Oh, he got the pass right before the carousel. So now I'm going to be stuck in the carousel. Carousel is not a great place for a pass, so I'm going to be stuck behind this guy, and Grayson's going to be able to outrun me and move ahead. And you can see him opening the gap right there. And if he gives me the pass at 19, and he's not going to give me the pass at 19, so I've got to wait. Now he's giving me the pass. So, okay, now I can accelerate, and I'm offline going into 20. Let's see if and Grayson's got the DRS open again, so away he goes. I'm going to lose some ground here. You can see some traffic up ahead. Yeah, I'm gonna lose some ground, and I'm gonna have to try to pick it up once I get into the S's. Coming into 2, I shouldn't lose much ground. He really hauls in. You can see how he's going pretty wide going in. I'm trying to take a real shallow line across so I can take a straight shot into 4, and then a straight shot into 5 almost, and then I can come around 6 and try to stay as tight as I can. A lot of people are going off in the dirt right here. I'm trying not to go off in the dirt. Now he's catching up to this pack of slow cars here. So it's a matter of where he's going to try to make a pass and whether I can get up on top of him before he does it. So he's got the DRS open. He's trying to get around. It's the 991. Cool color. It looks like it's a signal yellow. That's a cool color. So I am not going to get around him on 11, so I got to wait for a second. And Grayson's stuck anyway. Okay, here I go around the 991 GT3, and I got to get in another gear to get past him, and there I go. Now I can get around him here. You can see Grayson's hauling, and the car that he's with is moving at a good pace too. GT4RS, so that's why it was staying up with him. Okay, so I got to get around this GT4RS now, and this would be the place to do it right here, but I'm not going to get the pass. So now I'm going to have to wait through 14, and I should get a pass right here. There we go. So now I got to accelerate. You can see Grayson takes it really wide. I'm going to take a real shallow line. Of course, I got a car to my side. I'm going to take a shallow line through 15. He's now stuck behind another GT4RS going around the carousel. That's going to help me, because I should be able to catch up to him here. Now I should get the pass here at 19, but I'm not going to get it. Right there, there's a nice hole right there, and he's going to close it off. So now I got to wait, and now I can get the pass going into 20. Once again, I'm offline, so I'm going to have to take this shallow, and you can see his DRS opening right there, and off he goes. Kind of staying up with him there, and he doesn't have that big of an advantage right there. So now I'm going to be able to catch up to him on turn 1. He hasn't quite got up to this GT4 yet. You can see him really accelerating right there, which is what the 911s are good at. He got the perfect pass. Got the pass right into 3, and I get pinched at 4. And then I get the point by so I can pass at 5. But I lost some ground there. Stay tight on 6. Don't want to get in the dirt, but I'm going to stay real tight here. I'm getting better at 7 coming across. You can see I'm pushing out a little bit. My tires are getting hot. Going to come around 8 and then punch up over the top of 9. That's where he's going to start accelerating on me. And he's got a C7 in front of him. He's not going to be able to get around that car. Oop, he got around it right before turn 11. I'm not going to get around it. I'm going to definitely be stuck. And yeah, I didn't get around. He's kind of sandwiched in between 2 cars, so now let's see if I get the pass. There's my pass. So I didn't get a quick exit out of 11, which is going to make me have to work hard to get a top speed on the back straight. He's got the DRS open, so he's going to have the advantage here. I should be able to get to about 155 here, and I made it. I got to 155. He's stuck though, so he's got a 991.2 GT3RS that didn't give him a pass. It's still running ahead of him. Oh, actually, I got the two cars confused. He did get around it, and I just got the pass on the 991.2 GT3RS. So now I'm catching back up to him here. You can see how those 911s can really accelerate. They just take off out of 15. And then once we get up to a quicker speed, I'm able to stay with him. But I'm not able to close him down in the carousel. He doesn't really straddle. He straddled right there. So most of the time he didn't straddle the curb on 19, but he did that time. Okay, see if I can get up to him on 20. Here we got another pack of cars we got to deal with. Okay, so ideally we would get by these cars on this straight. Worst case, we would get by them before turn 3. We definitely want to get by all of these cars by the time we get to turn 3. Otherwise, we're going to be stuck behind them through some of the S's. So here we come. Lisa, we know her. She's in the gray Cayman there, which is a GTS, and she's very track aware. So she gets him by, she gets me by. Great. He gets by this 992 or 991, and I don't. So I'm getting stuck, and this car's going like 60 miles an hour through the S's, and I'm just watching him leave. So I'm like freaking out, and I'm, come on, give me a pass, give me a pass, give me a pass. And then finally it gives me a pass going into 7 here. Dang, so now he got a big gap on me, and I'm gonna have a hard time making this up. So now I'm dropping into 11. He's probably long gone, and he is long gone. He's getting slowed down by another car here, so yeah, maybe that slowed him down enough that I can get around 11 and not have too big of a gap, but he's already accelerating. So now I got to catch up to both of these guys before I can get around this Camaro. And the Camaro's going to get gapped here. Yeah, it's getting gapped, so I'm not going to catch the Camaro before the end of the straight. So I'm going to have to do the pass after I get off of the straight. And let's see if I can get a pass before 13, and the answer is no. He's not going to give me a pass at 14, so I'm going to have to wait until at least 15. And he's not going to give me a pass there either. Can I get in the inside of him here? No. Oh, there's the pass. Okay, so now I need to catch up. I'm not going to have much of an advantage moving forward here. The carousel, we know he's at parity with me. On 19, I'm not going to get much out of it. Let's see if I can get around this quicker. He's getting held up a little bit right there. And see if I can close down this car. Okay, so this one's kind of a sleeper. So I looked at this car and I thought, oh, this is like a standard Carrera. So I should be able to catch it quickly and pass it. And look at it, it's like leaving me. So then I'm thinking, what is this? Is this like a 911 Turbo or something? And then when I get closer to it, no, it's a GT3 Touring. So it's a GT3. And that's why it was hauling ass on the front straight. And so he doesn't have the wings, so you can see him wiggling there with struggling for downforce. But he gave me a pass right before 3, so that's going to help me. So now I can go through the S's and try to catch him. That's where I have my advantage. So I can usually close him down on the S's. And so let's see if I can get some of this closed down. He's trying to get around. Actually, he already got around a 987. I used to have a couple of these that I drove on the track, and they're great cars. In fact, the 987.2 Cayman R that I have is more nimble than this GT4RS. Okay, I got around him at turn 10. And now it's just up to me and him to see if I can close this down. So he's going to get a 5-mile-an-hour advantage on the back straight here. So he's going to leave me for dead. The only thing I can really do is to try to brake really late. I've got better tires, even though they're wore out, but I should be able to put down a better braking line than him here. So I'm going to go really late here and try not to blow the apex, and I blew the apex there. Went out on the green to accelerate. Now he's getting into the slow bits, or my tires should help me. I have more mechanical grip. I actually took kind of more of the 911 line there to try to pinch off 14. I took a real shallow line on 15 here, which should help me catch up to him. And then into the carousel we go. Let's see if I can irk out a little more speed here and try to keep up with him. Looks like he's kind of pulling away. Can't tell the line he took on 19. I'm going to try to hit the curb there. Yep, I got that right. Didn't go out too far onto the green there. I'm going to try to do a nice turn 20. Oop, losing it a little bit. My tires are giving out. It's getting hot. We've been out here for quite a while now. I'm getting really fatigued. My tires are giving up on me. I know his tires have to be giving up on him at this point. He's not shown too many signs of it yet. Oh, now he's kind of slowing down. So you can see how I went wide on one there. And he's definitely slowing down now. So yeah, he's still doing pretty good. Not closing him down that much. I was closer to him, I think, around turn 3. But he is slowing down. I'm definitely slowing down at this point. You can see I'm working harder to keep this car on the track. There he opened up a gap. Okay, one more time down the back straight. You can see I'm having a hard time holding the line there on 11. Kind of late getting on the power. Now, once again, I'm going to have to just brake as late as I can to try to close him down and just use the mechanical advantage I have. Let's see if I blow the apex here. Almost made it. Go out on the green, accelerate. I'm going to take the 911 line now because my tires are giving out. I'm going really wide here. And I'm going to try to pinch off 14 and keep this thing straight. So you can see how I got a straighter line there. I can accelerate better. I'm going to take a shallow line here, even though it's getting harder and harder with my tires giving up. Best case, I'm going to hold them on the carousel. See if the gap, what it looks like. Yeah, he's getting a little bit on me there. Okay, I can't see the line he took on 19. I'm going to straddle again and push out onto the green. I'm going to brake really late into 20. Try to keep this clean. I didn't have to counter steer that much there. That's good. Okay, so not going to get him on the front straight here. In fact, you can see how he's just opening up on me there. Then he's going into turn 1. I'm going around wide on the apex there. Okay, once again, going into 2, I'm looking like I'm getting closer to him. And he's thrown in the towel. He's off the gas. So, yep, his tires are gone. Anyway, that was pretty good. So with that session, my optimal dropped to a 216. So I'm still in the 218s, but I'm doing 218s over and over again now. So if you take the best pieces of each of the laps and you screw them all together, I'm in the 216s now for my optimal. So now it's a matter of just finding a way to screw together all of those segments and drop my lap time down. So that's my new goal now. I can do 218s. Now I just have to find a way to screw together a 217 and then a 216. We'll see you out at the track next time.
All right, y'all. So you got a bit of Barry's videos. He approaches DEs a little bit like they're a race, which is unique. I'll just say that they're not a race. All that said, it is interesting to watch the difference in how Barry's going around COTA and how others around him are going around COTA. One thing I want to take in I want you to pay attention to is there was an orange GT4RS that was behind him in the hands of a very good driver. And you didn't ever see him again. You didn't ever see him again. That guy's gone 216 at COTA. Now, I get it. He wasn't on the super sticky tires. He wasn't on Hankook slicks. But the guy's arguably a better driver than Barry. But he wasn't there. And Barry was hanging, albeit in traffic, with a GT3RS. Now, I would offer up a slightly different analysis as to how and why. The GT4RS, which on paper is down by our dyno 30 wheel horsepower, stock for stock. Barry is running our headers and our muffler. He does not have our intake on the car. If he did, he would be substantially more than what a stock 3RS runs power-wise. The downforce that he has is on parity, agreed. Suspension geometry is still a win for the 3RS. It's hard to compete with double wishbone and multi-link in the rear. Barry having the Dundon by MCS three-way dampers on the car is a big help. Obviously, there's a tire difference, but I would argue, is it really a substantial tire difference? Anyone who's seen the graph of dollars per heat cycle on Hoosiers when you change them, he's in the like mid-pack graph, because if he's on three, this is his third day, he's probably on at least 16 to 17 heat cycles at this point on his R7s, which is where they're kind of getting pretty slow. So anyway, also, yeah, windows down for sure. That's a good point. We actually argued in our local PCA to run windows up, inclusive of the 992-3RS to run windows up. And it makes a difference. You know, we use turn signals, not pointing to pass. I think that certainly helps with the windows up. He'd have less drag if he did. But if both cars have windows down, they're kind of equivalent. All that said, if you want your GT car to be easier to drive and punch above its weight class, give us a call, because we can do that. And in fact, the guy in the orange car from Saga Motorsports may have some things coming, packages potentially being shipped once funds have been received, so that he might be able to reign supreme upon the COTA track day scene. So we'll see. Felix, we love you, and hopefully soon you and Barry and others will give those GT3RSs the what for. All that said, Grayson, great driving, good to see you. Yes, so for those that haven't followed along with Barry's progress, when he started in the car stock, he is about 4.7 seconds faster now than he was on the same tires. He ran R7 stock. He put all of our goodies on the car. He spent some time on the sim to improve himself, but the car gives him a lot more confidence because it has a lot more downforce, has a lot more power, it has a lot more sticky with the MCS platform control. And he's dropped almost 5 seconds. Almost 5 seconds. I think it's 4.7. He is now faster than the pro that drove his car stock. He is now faster than Randy Popst in his own car on the same tires. So I would say our assertion that an amateur can go as fast as a pro is not wrong, because I did it. Oh, I just totally hit the mic. Sorry about that, y'all. I did it with Ted, and now Barry has done it with Randy Popst in different cars, but similar builds. So yeah, it's compelling. It's compelling. All right. Anybody else got some questions for us about that? Let us know. I want to briefly put a little. Do you have a tidbit for Whiskey Friday Academy? The the drop coming this weekend potentially. Whiskey Friday Academy. You gonna put it back?
Yep.
Okay. Like it was there, now it's gone. What happened? There we go. Yeah, so this is we're gonna go through with Ryan a whole bunch of details where we've taken the car apart, we've done the analysis. We're gonna try and get this video dropped potentially this weekend. We don't have the shorts that we wanted to cut out of it quite done yet, but Ryan's looked at it, Ryan's approved it, so we may drop the YouTube video and then put the shorts in. I'm not sure how Justin wants to play it. Typically, we would build the shorts, get them on the other social media channels, Facebook and Instagram, drive a little bit of urgency for moving it to YouTube. But this is why I have these guys do this stuff. I, for a long time, ran on social media and it did okay. It's good to have professionals doing it. So watch for this. A lot of interesting nuance from it. And I'm excited for what comes next with the improvements that we'll make to the 3RS, which stay tuned for that. So I don't have a whole lot else for you. Yep, I will answer Alex Cub 18's question. Is there much of a difference in Barry's car on Hoosier R7s and Grayson's 992 GT3RS on Cup 2s? The answer is yes, there is a difference. Now, the question is Grayson's on fresh Cup 2s, which are relatively quick. They're a street tire. You know, it's a Michelin Cup 2. And they're forgiving at the limit. They talk to you and they break away slowly so that you can correct the car and keep going as they're slowly talking to you and telling you what's going on. And R7 is a no tread. I won't go so far as to call it a slick, even though it doesn't have any tread. It's kind of an in-between, right? It's not a Hankook slick, it's not a Michelin Blue, it's not a Yoko slick, it's a Hoosier R7. They're different. Hoosier sells slicks as well. R7 is kind of an in-between tire. It's more like a street tire, like a 40 treadwear street tire, if you will. So faster, but not like a slick. So the issue with R7s is when they begin to break away, they just go. They're just gone. And there's a couple other gentlemen at Coda that are running R7s with a number of our parts that have been playing with setup and changes and these kinds of things to the car to try and make the tire a little less surprising. Maybe that's the right word. And I was speaking to Larry, who I'm surprised isn't with us tonight. I was speaking to Larry earlier today via text that the R7 is a tire that has a lot of grip, but as it starts to lose grip, it loses grip very quickly. So this is slip angle. And as it's ramping up in grip and you're increasing the slip angle, it nosedives off very quickly as well as you exceed its slip angle. And you lose the grip and the car wants to step out and you got to catch it and correct it. And if you're ready for it and you have quick hands and great eyesight and you're looking really forward in the car and you have great car control skills, and that can be great. For those guys that don't quite have those skills dialed, then the tire can be menacing. It can be really good while you have the grip, and then really terrifying at the point where you don't. So we try and caution our amateur drivers to try and stay on sticky street tires as long as you can, because they are much more forgiving, and you, in a lot of cases, can go just as fast on, say, a Goodyear Supercar 3R or a Nankang CRS version 2 or something along those lines. One of the like 60 tread wear, 80 tread wear street tires versus going to an R7 or a Slick or Pirelli DH or these kinds of things. As you develop and you're able to get the car dialed in, then you can go really quick. Ted at our local track on Supercar 3R's street car tire went just as fast as our GT3RS. He is a pro. GT3RS on Goodyear's, which is the preferred tire for that car, which is a stock tire. He went just as fast in our 3RS as he did in the GT3RS. So we know with data that the 4RS Lab Rat package, with our full power, with our aero, with our suspension setup, with the Dundon special sauce on the alignment, with the and we never actually got to run the 325s in the rear that are possible with our package, that everyone tells us is impossible. We love it when people tell us things are impossible. We're like, oh really? That's cool. But wait, we can solve a finger follower issue on a 991.1 and give it 100 horsepower more? What? It's crazy. Who'd have thunk it? Yeah. Anybody else got some more questions for me? I don't really have much else. We went through 991.1 GT3 update, finger follower update, a bit, little tasty tidbits. You saw that my hands are all red from pulling PPF off of it. I actually wore my sweater for Justin tonight, and he's not here, so, you know, oh well. We're going to Smokies here in a month. It actually starts in exactly a month from today. So watch out for some specials for those of you who are attending Smokies. We'll have some special Smokies attendee benefits from Dundon Motorsports for those of you who are going. Got the Whiskey Friday Academy, and we went through Barry's video. So spend a little bit of time not talking on your Whiskey Friday. For those of you who want to watch the video, I would tell you to subscribe to It's Track Time. Barry's a great guy, great developing driver, experiencing what most of you are experiencing. Going out, learning the car, learning the track, developing the car, and hopefully using Dundon Motorsports to get there. So you all have a wonderful Friday night. Enjoy your weekend. It's going to be craptastic weather up here in the Northwest. Yeah. We got nothing else. So y'all have a wonderful